What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk to you guys about over trading. And do you actually have a problem with over trading? And if you do, we need to kind of understand what exactly is over trading. So over trading means that you're taking too many trades that don't necessarily align with your process. So your process is your strategy. Your process is your setup. It's your edge. Now, if you find yourself, let's say, for example, the market opens up, you get a beautiful setup that aligns with your process, your strategy that's giving you that entry, you take that trade setup, you manage your risk well, you size correctly, and let's say that trade's a loser. That's what happens, right? Sometimes even the best looking trades that align with our process fail. Okay, so when the next opportunity presents itself, right, in line with your process, you ignore that trade because, well, I just took one and it didn't work, and I don't think this next one's going to work. And then you take a high of day break or a low of day break or some type of bounce reversal that's not in line with your process, meaning the strategy that you're using. That is over trading, because now you're looking for a quick profit. You're looking for a quick flash on the screen to either A, win back a loser, or let's say you're green, you're trying to bump up and increase that P&L that you see on your screen. So what do? You take a low of day break. Let's say the market's pulling down. You take a trade on your strategy or your process. It's a winning trade. And then now we're making a new low of day, but it's not necessarily aligning with your process, but the market's kind of going down and it's going down and it's going down. And I feel that we're going lower. So let me take this low of day break, and it traps you and it goes back up. Now you take a losing trade, and now let's say you're at break even or even down a little bit. And then the market starts pushing up a little higher, and you really don't have a strategy for that particular setup. But there's a huge green candle, and I'm looking around and someone else said that they're long and they bounced it off a different area. Well, let me go long. That's against your process. So when you start taking trades that aren't in line with your process or your strategy, right? It's the same terminology. So process, strategy, edge, it's the same terminology. I'm talking about the same thing. When you start taking trades outside of your process, that is what's called over trading. Now, why are you over trading? That's the reason. Why are you taking trades that aren't falling in line with your process? And there could be a couple of things. FOMO, right? You're in fear of missing out. Everyone else is trading something. You're missing out. That's fine. Guys, there's going to be 1,000 more trades out there. You're not going to miss out on anything. There's plenty more where that came from. Are you taking trades outside your process because you followed your process and it was a losing trade? So now you're trying to, look in your tool belt and you're trying to pull another tool out, which is another strategy or another entry or another process that you want to take. And now you're just kind of throwing darts all over the board. See, I'm a big fan of throwing darts. Right? And I use this analogy a lot in Evolution Traders with my guys. I'm throwing darts all day long, okay? Hoping that one of them hits a bullseye. But that does not mean that I'm taking random strategies. I'm throwing darts every time my process is in line and gives me a setup. So whether I get presented a setup 4 times a day or 5 times a day or 2 times a day, I'm always going to throw that dart. Now, the inconsistent trader, or the trader who's losing, tends to throw darts all over the place, and it's all over the wall. It's more like you're taking a bowl of spaghetti and kind of tossing it at the wall and hoping that something sticks. That's over trading. That's a huge problem, and a huge problem that happens with a lot of newer traders or traders who are desperate to get that payout. There is no desperation to get a payout. There is no desperation to pass a prop firm today. There is no desperation to even make money this week. What we need to do is focus on working a system, working a process that's in line with our emotional stability levels and is in line with our emotional, genetic makeup as a trader. Because again, everyone's different. Everyone experiences anxiety different. Everyone handles anger different. Everyone handles money managing different. Everyone has a different emotional attachment to the money that they have in the market. right? For example, let's say I have $100,000 in my account and someone else has $1,000 in their account. If I lose $500, I'm not going to really feel too emotionally attached to that $500 because I didn't see it anyways, versus someone who just got paid last week and they put in $1,000 into their trading account and now they're looking at their P&L be $500. You are very emotionally attached to that money that you see on your P&L. So again, let's not overtrade. Let's be aware of why we're taking trades outside of our process, but we have to kind of identify that in real time. So the better you can get at having self-awareness, and I'm going to make a big video on this because I think this is huge, but the more aware you are in present time, in real time, with a clear mind, will definitely allow you not to make stupid decisions. It will not allow you to deviate from your trading plan. You want to be so focused on the process versus how much money you're making. Now, today in Evolution Traders, I could spill a little bit of beans. The majority of people in my room today were green. We were all pretty much taking the same plays. We had somewhat more of the same stop loss, some same size. Some people made some good money, and we had maybe a couple people that didn't make as much money. But just because you didn't make as much money as the next person does not necessarily mean that you did anything wrong or that you should look at it as a bad day, as long as you followed your process and you followed it to a T and you ended up green. You are in line and survived to trade another day. Now, whether you decided to take 3 trades and someone else decided to take 6 trades and their P&L is a little bit bigger than yours, well, then you can see why their P&L is going to be bigger than yours. They just took more trade setups. And if those trade setups hit, then obviously they made more money. But if you decided to stop off trading after 3 trades because you were happy with those profits, you're going to move it along for tomorrow, doesn't mean that anything is necessarily bad. In fact, that's a good thing. Being able to cut yourself off when you're on a winning streak and kind of bring yourself back down to reality and allow that clarity to set in, and not riding so much on a high just because you're winning a trade after another trade after another trade. Because what tends to happen is when you go on a high, you tend to get overconfident and you tend to not follow your process and you tend to overtrade because you're looking to add more money to your already good existing day. Does this make sense? I think that one of the best things that you can do as a trader is trade with a group of guys or gals or whatever. Trade with a group. That way someone else can put a swift kick in your you-know-what when you're doing something wrong. When you're taking a bad trade, they're going to call you out on it. When you missed a trade and you're clearly looking at the charts the same time everyone else is looking at all of the same charts, that we're all looking at the same charts, and let's say, for example, you don't necessarily see something, someone else can kind of point it out, and in a clear mind, you can look at your charts and say, hey, you know what? This trade aligns with my strategy. Let me go ahead and trade with the rest of the guys. And when someone's getting stopped out, and let's say, for example, you have an issue of not taking your stop losses where you should take them, and someone else gets out of the trade, but then yet you're still sitting in the trade, is it the fact that the trade didn't work, or the markets are skewed or rigged, or there's some, big boogeyman looking over your shoulder, going against you on the trades is why you lost more money? Or was it because you did not want to sell where you should have, because you've been getting off easy trading by yourself and allowing yourself to move stop losses lower or play the hoping and wishing game? Versus when you're trading in a group setting, especially like I noticed myself, even when we're trading in a group setting, the guys will call me out on my stuff as well. Hey, shouldn't you be getting out here? Shouldn't you be selling for profits here? This, that, and the other. It helps to have a team to kind of hold you accountable. So I think one of the best things you can do is have a group of guys or gals, or a combination of both, or a trading buddy, or, somebody to actually work with on a day in and day out basis. Because someone else could have a lot clearer of a mind today than you do today. And you could also have see the charts a lot cleaner than someone else. Maybe someone else is not really seeing the charts all that clear, and they're kind of making these off the script and off process trades. And it's kind of like, hey, let's pull you back in line, buddy. You're kind of going off page. You're going off script. I hope this video helps you guys. If it does, and you guys do want to join and trade with the team at Evolution Traders, that link is down in the description box below. We're coming to a close on the end of the year here. I've got big things planned for 2024. This is going to be one of the fastest growing educational channels and trading communities in the space in 2024. I can guarantee it, because I put my word on that, because I am probably the hardest working trader slash educator on YouTube. Check the numbers. I have produced and released more content than any one of these other YouTubers out here doing content. Do I get as many views? Of course not. Why don't I get as many views? Because I spew so much content. The algorithm does not like pushing my videos out to mass people, because all my videos are just competing with each other. So if you're lucky enough to even find a lot of my content, and you're lucky enough to come across and stumble across these videos, you're in the right spot. There's no fluff, there's no nonsense. It's all straight, real talk when I'm going to talk to you. I'll tell you when you're wrong. I'll tell you, when you're doing great. And again, it's like, it helps having that, right? And I also need it myself. I'm a human being as well. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best trader by any means. I have horrible days sometimes. I have horrible trades. I also have anxiety. I also have FOMO. I have, I get stressed out. This is a very stressful business. But you know what helps? Is being able sometimes to sit back and bullshit with the rest of the guys. Sitting back, shooting the shit, talking about life, talking about other things besides trading, while you're trading, it definitely helps. If I had to do this all by myself, I would either start my own trade room, my own trade office, and bring in people to trade with me. That way it creates that environment. But I do have the luxury of trading with my guys at Evolution Traders, and I'm very, very thankful for them. And also, if you guys are interested, that link's down in the description box below. Again, I hope you guys all have a fantastic end of the week. You guys start enjoying the holidays. And again, stay safe, guys. Protect your profits, protect your mental equity. Have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy it.